Hello Internet, my name is Tori, welcome back or welcome to my channel, and today the cat is here. If you hear her, I am so sorry. I also want to say this highlighter I have on isn't technically a highlighter. It's from the Kristen Leanne and Urban Decay Kaleidoscope palette in the shade Brixton, and I love that shade. Literally, if I'm going to hit pan in that palette soon, it's going to be on that half of that shade, and we live in right now. It's blinding. So today we are talking about what I am going to start working on, but what my pan that palette is for 2019. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to keep doing the pan that palette pan porn next year. I'm going to assume yes, but this is what I'm focusing on. Actually, I laid out all my options that I wanted to work on for next year, and I let my mother pick because my mom's not a makeup type of person, so she hates that I have a lot. So the first item is the Smashbox Full Exposure Mini Palette. This I wanted to finish by this year, but I did not do it, hence why this. And this is what it currently looks like. These all are not the original shades. These two grays and these two browns are. This shade was a matte tan, and it fell out into the trash, hence why I don't even have the pan. This was a matte white. Stop playing at the tapestry. And then this was a shimmery white and a shimmery tan, or vice versa. Stop scratching at the wall. I do not think I will be making any more Franken shades for this once I do use them up. I only did it for the time being because this was in my throwing shade, but since I already used it for throwing shade, I don't need to make sure every color I need is in here. Sorry about that. All my animals are very problematic. My dog's very elderly, and the only animal not causing me problems right now is the rabbit. You can see her sleeping. But yes, my goal would be to completely use this up. The brown and the gray have a dip, which you can kind of tell on camera. The mattes are going to be the hardest to pan, and literally it's just going to be every time I want a brown or a gray, I'm just going to have to reach for this. That's how it's going to go, because these are actually, I'll do swatches for once. They're just so hard, and the brown has such bad hard pan. It's not, these are really bad swatches, but let's make the swatches a little bit prettier. Hold on. The gray has some repressing, if you've ever repressed some shadows and kind of overdosed it with alcohol, they get a weird type of hard pan on top, and the gray has some of it in it. These are the shades. I mean, they're not my fave. I wouldn't reach for this every day, but I need to start throwing it in when I can because I used all the shades I would use every day. Obviously, I will use up the Franken shades I made in here, but they're not I'm not gonna kill myself over it. The next palette, actually the next two palettes are both from Tarte. Someone's gonna be able to guess the second palette, but the first palette is the Tartelette Tease little 6-pan. A lot of people actually pan this, and I think it's because how easy the Tarte formula is to pan. And I already have pan in Crush, and I do have a dip in First Kiss. My goal, I do have First Kiss in a pan, and the goal is to hit pan by the end of the year, which I think is reasonable. I have not had it out in the past week and a half. Whisper is going to be easy for me to use up because it's a cream shade. This will probably be the cream shade I reach for next after I finish my cream shade that's in my A to Z project. Heartbreaker might be a pain in the ass because, like I said, I'm probably going to focus on this first because this, either on 2016 or 2015, I need to check my spreadsheet. Hopefully I'll put it up here like a good little girl. But this is older. And then BFF, that's my type of shades. I have a lighter mauve-ish look on today, but like my type of shades. And then wink might be a problem for me, but I might end up just using it as something to set my primer and then just going over it with the white. Oh, what the are you playing with now? Come here. My cat found a Christmas ornament. In my room, we don't have anything Christmas up yet. My mom, on the other hand, loves holidays, so she has stuff up, but I don't have anything up yet. And the last item that I'm going to commit to panning, kind of again, is the Tarte Pro palette. I wanted to finish this for this year, but I took it out of my rolling minimalistic project pan halfway through because I wanted to start the Pan That Palette Pan Porn series, so I just took all the eyeshadow out. And this is the current state of this reflective ass palette. So, Classic, Vintage, and Vamp are all Franken shades. So they all have pan. There's like no good way of showing this. Glam, the gold has some pan, and then Chic has pan. Innocence does have pan in the top corner. Bold and Innocence are both in a pan. Innocent, actually I should be using up soon, or like expanding the pan so then I can call it done. I just have to hit pan, but I didn't qualify that little corner as pan, so if I expand it then I'll count it as pan. So this palette, I stated in my makeup I failed at panning video, was that this is like too medium toned for me, and they're too cool toned for me, and since I don't have like the whites anymore, that I'm not motivated to use it. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's how it goes. Tarte shades are so easy to pan. They are pigmented. They're very soft. There's like no excuse why this isn't used up. I think the shades that will give me the hardest time are definitely going to be No Filter and Drama. These two red-based purples just get a shit ton of hard pan. So that's going to be annoying, and I know that I'm going to have to deal with that. And then Punk, because it's just a straight up black. Trendy is like kind of like Insomnia by Makeup Geek, and there's a MAC Pigment, MAC Blue Brown, whatever the hell it was called. I don't know. I don't really buy MAC stuff besides, I mean, I don't buy MAC stuff anymore, but the only stuff I can really compare MAC wise is like lipsticks, but that reminds me of one of the pigments that like everyone loved. And then they started, of course, popping up by other brands, example this, but that's probably going to be a pain in the ass to pan along with Smoked up here, just because I don't reach for darker colors. Instead of darker colors, I'll just reach for a darker red. Like it's not, or a dark, like a dark-ish vampy purple, but not really like a straight up dark brown or a straight up black. Why didn't I use this palette for, I used to have to do smoky eyes all the time. Okay, so it's not that pigmented. Well, okay, now that I went like that, of course it's somewhat pigmented. Actually, it's okay pigmentation. Oh, look how white my skin looks. Yeah, but a lot of the shadows do get hard panned, so even in photos, you'll see that there's a lot of scratch marks in this palette because of me trying to get some hard pan up so I can actually use the shadow. But yeah, these are my goals. My goal is to use all of these up. If that doesn't happen, I will be very pissed off. Some of these shades will be in pans coming up. I already have like 3 pans planned out for next year already. So hopefully I can get these all used up and get them out as soon as possible. Because these, if I had to like do a declutter, I'm not really one to declutter, but if I were to declutter, these would all go like right away. So I'm gonna give them a chance. Hopefully I'll get some good eye looks out of it. I do believe I will, but I don't know how I'm going to update this. I feel like it's just going to have to go by how much progress instead of like a bi-monthly or monthly thing. Because I want to stay motivated, but I don't want to pressure myself too much and fall off the wayside. And like, kind of what happened last time. So, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see future painting updates, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz. And peace out, Girl Scout. This is what real beauty gurus look like, okay? We don't have makeup wipes in front of us all the time. We clean our hands after because we, you know, we forget. It looks like I'm a mechanic. Oh my gosh.